Hey there, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting hands-on with a career path, one that's, all about precision, artistry, and a smooth finish. We're talking lacquer making.
That's right, and we're diving deep into interview prep. We really want to give you the edge in landing that job. We'll be tackling common questions, uncovering what those interviewers are really looking for, and we'll even explore how RoleCatcher's AI can help you craft the perfect response.
Yeah, it's got to be more than just knowing how to mix paints, right?
Oh, absolutely.
From what I've seen, this role, requires a deep understanding of materials, those traditional techniques, and probably a good dose of problem solving on the fly.
Totally. So let's just jump right into our first question, which often, trips people up. Can you explain your experience with traditional lacquer making techniques?
Okay, sounds simple enough.
Right.
But I bet there's more to it than just rattling off a definition of lacquer. What's the interviewer really trying to gauge here?
You hit the nail on the head. They're looking for genuine, hands-on experience, especially with techniques that, set lacquer work apart. Think urushi.
Right.
That's a traditional Japanese technique using sap from the lacquer tree.
Right.
Or nashiji, which involves sprinkling gold dust for a speckled effect.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to just know the terms. You need to demonstrate a deep understanding of how these techniques are applied in practice.
Exactly. Be ready to talk about the specific, properties of each technique, the challenges they present, even share anecdotes from your own projects. This is where you can really showcase your passion and your expertise.
It's like anyone can say they like pizza, but you're proving you know the difference between Neapolitan and Sicilian crusts.
Precisely. Now imagine this question as a follow-up. What are the steps you take when creating a new lacquer piece? This is your chance to, walk them through your process from inspiration to execution.
All right, so take us through it. What would a strong answer sound like?
Okay, so start with your design research. Are you drawing from, traditional motifs or maybe exploring modern aesthetics? Then discuss your material selection process. Why choose one type of lacquer over another for a specific effect?
Would be right.
And don't forget surface preparation. That's critical for a flawless finish.
It's like building a house.
Mm.
You need a solid foundation before you start painting the walls. Speaking of which, what about quality control? In a field like this, precision is everything.
You're right, and that leads us to the question, how do you ensure the quality of your finished pieces? This is where you highlight your, meticulous attention to detail.
So what are some key things to emphasize here?
Talk about your process for identifying imperfections. Maybe you have a specific lighting setup or use magnification. Then explain how you approach repairs. Have an example ready. Did you discover a tiny bubble in the finish and you had to find a way to correct it without ruining the entire piece? These stories demonstrate problem-solving skills and a commitment to quality.
Yeah. It's just you don't just meet standards, you strive to exceed them. Now, speaking of challenges, I'm sure things don't always go perfectly smoothly in the lacquer making process.
You're right. That's why interviewers often ask, can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem during the lacquer making process? This is a classic behavioral interview question, and it's designed to assess your problem-solving skills in real-life scenarios.
Exactly. And the key here is to really, focus on the solution, not just the problem.
Okay.
Walk them through your thought process, right?
Yeah.
How did you identify the root cause? What steps did you take to resolve it? Did you have to think outside the box?
Right. So it's about showcasing your ability to stay calm under pressure and use your knowledge to find practical solutions. It's that blend of artistry and analytical thinking that really defines a skilled lacquer maker, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And speaking of staying ahead of the curve, here's a question that often comes up. How do you stay up to date with new techniques and technologies in lacquer making? Yeah, this is where a passion for continuous learning really shines through. What are some ways lacquer makers can stay current in such a, specialized field?
Well, there are so many avenues. You can mention industry events or workshops you've attended, perhaps a masterclass on a specific technique, or maybe a conference on new materials. Do you subscribe to any specialized publications or follow online forums where, craftspeople exchange knowledge?
It's about demonstrating that you're genuinely interested in the craft and always, looking for ways to refine your skills. Have you experimented with any new lacquers or finishing techniques lately?
As a matter of fact, I recently came across a fascinating water-based lacquer that boasts incredible durability while being, environmentally friendly.
Ah,
It's fascinating to see how the industry is evolving to embrace both tradition and innovation.
right, right. That's a perfect segue to our next question, which kind of bridges that gap between old and new.
Hmm.
How do you balance traditional techniques with modern design elements in your work?
Yeah. This question is all about your ability to respect the heritage of lacquer making while also pushing creative boundaries. Have you experimented with incorporating modern pigments or finishes into traditional designs, or perhaps drawn inspiration from, contemporary art movements?
Hmm. It's like taking an ancient craft and giving it a fresh, modern twist. Speaking of which, lacquer work often involves intricate um, decorative techniques. What are some of the more specialized skills that interviewers might ask about?
You're right. Techniques like Makey, which involves sprinkling gold or silver powder onto wet lacquer, or Raiden, where you inlay pieces of shell, these are highly sought after. If you have experience with these, be prepared to discuss them in detail.
And if you haven't had the opportunity to work with those specific techniques yet, don't worry. It's okay to acknowledge that and express your enthusiasm
Of
for
course.
learning.
Exactly. A willingness to learn and grow is just as valuable as existing skills. Now, let's shift gears slightly and talk about client collaboration. Custom lacquer work is often a collaborative process, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Which is why the question, how do you approach collaborating with clients on um, custom lacquer pieces
Yeah.
is so important. It's about more than just technical skill. It's about communication, empathy, and understanding a client's vision.
Precisely. Be prepared to share an example of a time when you successfully collaborated with a client on a custom piece. Highlight the challenges you faced, how you ensured clear communication, and how you made the client feel heard and valued throughout the process.
Right. It's about building those relationships and delivering exceptional results, both, creatively and professionally. Now, while we're on the topic of career progression, I'd love to delve into RoleCatcher's career guide. I hear it's packed with insights into, what it's like to work in this field.
Oh, it's an incredible resource. And it outlines, the typical stages of a lacquer maker's career, from entry level to senior positions.
Okay, that's incredibly helpful for anyone considering this field. What can someone just starting out expect?
Well, an entry-level position is all about, learning the ropes, mastering the basics, and getting hands-on experience. Think of it as a paid apprenticeship where you'll be assisting more experienced colleagues, learning those all-important safety protocols, and absorbing knowledge like a sponge.
So it's about like paying your dues and building a strong foundation. What comes next on the lacquer career ladder?
As you gain experience and confidence, you'll likely progress to a junior lacquer maker role. Here, you'll be taking on more responsibility, operating machinery more independently, and conducting quality control tests.
So it's a step up in terms of both like technical skills and decision making. What does the view look like from the top of that ladder?
At the senior level, you become the maestro of the lacquer workshop. You're overseeing the entire operation, making sure everything runs smoothly. You're responsible for training junior staff, analyzing production data to identify areas for improvement, and even collaborating on, new product innovations.
Wow. So it becomes a like multifaceted role that combines like artistry, management, and even a bit of research and development.
Exactly. And throughout this journey, RoleCatcher's AI can be an invaluable tool. Imagine having a digital coach that helps you tailor your resume and cover letter to highlight the skills that matter most to potential employers.
It's like having a secret weapon in your job search arsenal. How does RoleCatcher's AI actually work?
It's incredibly sophisticated yet easy to use. You simply upload your resume and cover letter, and the AI analyzes them, comparing your qualifications to the specific requirements of the job you're targeting.
That's amazing. So it's not just about like generic advice. It's about personalized feedback that helps you stand out from the competition.
Precisely. And it doesn't stop there. RoleCatcher's AI can also help you craft, compelling interview answers by analyzing those tricky questions, identifying keywords, and even suggesting relevant anecdotes from your past experiences.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket. Yeah. Speaking of which, we've covered a lot of ground today, from like traditional techniques to career progression and the power of AI. Before we wrap up, I'd love to like recap some of those key takeaways for our listeners?
That sounds like a great idea. You know, it's important to remember that lacquer making is a field that demands both creativity and precision, technical skill and artistic vision.
Right.
Yeah,
And as we've seen from those interview questions, it's not just about what you know, but how you communicate that knowledge.
absolutely. Be prepared to articulate your passion, showcase your experiences, and demonstrate your commitment to continuous learning.
And don't be afraid to let your personality shine through. Now, for those who are like feeling inspired, what's one final piece of advice you'd give to someone considering a career in lacquer making?
Don't be afraid to experiment. Embrace the challenge of blending, tradition and innovation, and bring your own unique vision to this ancient craft.
What a wonderful sentiment.
Yeah.
Now, for our listeners who are eager to like learn more, where can they connect with RoleCatcher and explore these resources?
It's incredibly easy. Simply visit rolecatcher.com and sign up for a free account. You'll have access to all the tools and resources we've discussed today, and you can start crafting your dream career in lacquer making.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one sharing your expertise and inspiring the next generation of lacquer artists. It's amazing how RoleCatcher provides that extra support and guidance throughout that entire job search journey.
It really is a kind of a game changer, especially for a field as, specialized as lacquer making. It helps you connect those skills and passions with the right opportunities.
Speaking of opportunities, I'm curious, what are some of the like less obvious career paths for someone with, lacquer making skills?
Hmm. That's a great question. While many people think of, furniture making or art restoration, lacquer skills can also translate to fields like automotive design, musical instrument craftsmanship, even high-tech sporting goods.
Wow, I never would have thought of that. It just goes to show the versatility of this craft.
Exactly. And those are just a few examples. As the world rediscovers the beauty and durability of lacquer finishes, new opportunities are emerging all the time.
That's inspiring to hear.
Mhm.
Seems like lacquer making is more than just a job. It's a gateway to a world of creativity, tradition, and and endless possibilities.
You perfectly captured it. It's about, finding beauty in the details, mastering those time-honored techniques, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible with this remarkable material.
To our listener, we hope this deep dive has not only equipped you with the tools to ace that interview, but also sparked a deeper appreciation for the art and craft of lacquer making.
Remember, whether you're drawn to the meticulous process, the stunning results, or the potential for innovation, a career in lacquer making offers a unique blend of artistry, craftsmanship, and technical mastery.
And don't forget to check out those incredible resources from RoleCatcher. They can guide you every step of the way, from crafting the perfect application to navigating the exciting world of lacquer making careers.
Until next time, keep exploring the depths of knowledge, embrace your passions, and never stop learning with the deep dive.